Adam Kownacki has just lost his fourth straight fight. This time it was against a no-name fighter Joe Cusumano, who couldn't even last a round against Daniel Dubois. Is Adam Kownacki done? Let's talk about it. In my opinion, Adam Kownacki is honestly one of the most entertaining heavyweight fighters in the division right now, which is why I'm sad to see him fall. For what he lacks in ring IQ, hand speed, incredible knockout power, and general boxing strategy, he makes up with sheer grit and brute force. Kownacki's approach is simple but effective. He comes straight at his opponents, overwhelming them with relentless pressure and non-stop barrage of punches. While some may criticize his lack of finesse or intricate boxing strategy, his simplistic boxing strategy is actually pretty fun to watch. However, in 2020, Kownacki's aggression finally worked against him when he faced the often underestimated Robert Helenius. Initially doing well, he got caught with a right hand in the fourth round, which staggered him. Helenius seized this opportunity to stun the weakened Kownacki with a flurry of punches. Soon the ref had to stop the fight, and Kownacki's 20-fight win streak ended. This defeat demonstrated Kownacki's inability to fight off the back foot and his notoriously poor defensive capabilities. A year later, a rematch played out much the same, except Helenius was even more dominant this time. It went so badly for Kownacki to the point where Kownacki began resorting to hitting Helenius below the belt. After that, Adam Kownacki returned to the ring hoping to reignite his failing career, only to drop a clear unanimous decision to Ali Demirezen. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get worse, a few weeks ago he lost to the aforementioned Joe Cusumano. The Cusumano fight highlights many of Kownacki's defensive weaknesses that up to this point in his career he was able to make up for with his sheer relentless style. Notably, the first knockdown of the fight in round 1 was a direct result of Kownacki's lazy defense. Cusumano took advantage of the fact that Kownacki tends to drop his left hand when throwing a cross, and took the opportunity to land a flush counter right hand. With Kownacki dazed, Cusumano took additional advantage of Kownacki's lazy guard by closing the distance with a triple jab and then sending Kownacki to the canvas with a right hand. These critical moments set the tone for the fight, highlighting the importance of defensive shortcomings in Kownacki's strategy. To his credit, Kownacki showed resilience by coming back from his knockdown by landing numerous body shots on Cusumano in the following rounds. However, even when he took the offensive, the cracks in his defense were evident. As usual, his hands were not consistently up when he threw punches, leaving him vulnerable to getting caught with all kinds of counterpunches he could have blocked. As the fight progressed, Kownacki seemed to tire at a much faster rate than Cusumano, and his guard grew even more lazy. Finally, in the 8th round, Kownacki was dazed by a sweeping right hand from Cusumano, who seized the opportunity and unleashed several unanswered punches. The referee ultimately stepped in and stopped the fight. By now, it's pretty clear to everyone that Kownacki isn't the fighter he used to be, and it doesn't appear like he will improve anytime soon. After 4 consecutive losses, all mostly due to his persistent issues with lazy defense, he still hasn't learned to keep his hands up. Even if Kownacki desired to change his fighting style, it wouldn't be easy at this point in his career. 35 years old, and having fought years in his go-forward brawler style. There are also genuine concerns about Kownacki's health, directly tied to his aggressive fight style. His record-breaking match against Ariola, where they set the world record for most punches thrown, exemplifies the toll such a style can take on a fighter's well-being. Historically, fighters with aggressive brawling styles had shorter careers due to their focus on aggression and therefore usually neglecting their defense at least to some extent. As a result, they tend to take more damage in fights even when they win. Joe Frazier comes to mind, as despite having only lost 4 times and being just 33 years old, he had to hang up the gloves prematurely. It's clear that Adam Kownacki's chin isn't what it used to be, and it's unclear exactly how much more punishment he can take before something bad happens to him. A lot of people have been calling for him to hang up the gloves, and I think it's about time he listens to them. With a wife and children to take care of, it's important to consider Kownacki's well-being and the needs of his family. Despite his aspirations to become the first Polish heavyweight champion of the world, it may be time for him to call it quits. The fact that not only Kownacki's career, but also his 20-fight win streak will end on 4 straight blowout losses is really sad to see. Personally, I wish it didn't have to be this way, since I was really rooting for him. But that's just the sad nature of the sport. So, what do you guys think? What are your impressions of his recent struggles and the challenges he has faced? Do you believe he can make a comeback and reclaim his former glory? What steps do you think he should take moving forward? Up until next time, this is Jake signing off.